Respected dear sisters and brothers. Indeed, you see, like I think many of my friends, and like as the former, I think president of Ireland, the name was Mary
Robinson.
Oh, Mary Robinson. So one time described me as a feminist Dalai Lama. So now today, quite sort of they're relevant. The reason, according to scientists, biologically, female have more sort of sense of others' pain. You see, two persons, one male, one female, looking one sort of motion picture which shows painful experiences someone. No? When the two persons, you see, seeing that, the physical response, female, much stronger. Then obviously, we all come from our mother. You see, we survived with mother's milk, mother's care. Even animal. The father sometimes, you see, like dog, enjoy himself, then no longer the sense of responsibility to look after a child. But some bird has the two couple. They really take care. They are small, young, small. We human beings also basically like that. So therefore, but you see, milk, father, no milk, only mother. So biologically, the female, you see, they're equipped to feed child. And with that, tremendous love, affection. So I think in human history, most of warrior, actually murderer, most of them male. Now even today, I think we can see butcher, most of them male. So therefore, now time come. We need special effort to promote human compassion, human love. In that respect, female have special role, very important. So, now my talk is
happiness and stress-free life.
Happiness
and stress-free life.
Oh. So happiness, I think every we call sentient being, every sort of sentient or being who have experience of pains and pleasure, including insects, all have the desire to be happy. Now, there are many different levels of that sort of joyfulness or happiness. The animal, including insects, fish, birds, these, know this kind of brain, human brain. So their life entirely based on sensorial level experiences. So because of that, I think their survival very much depends on sensorial level. So many animals, the hearing, the power of hearing, right, and smell are much stronger than we human beings, because their survival depends on these sensorial experiences. Then now we human beings, this unique, special brain, with that we human beings have the language and also the quite sophisticated language. So meantime, this brain also sometimes create more problem, more worry, too much sort of thinking, too much expectation. Then, and thinking about past history and thinking long future, that also is sometimes create more stress, more worry, more fear, more anxiety. Now biologically, this human brain is very marvelous. Same time, warm-heartedness. Our mother provided us how much value of taking care or loving kindness. So now scientists say basic human nature is compassionate, because our life starts that way, and we survived with others' love, care. Without that, we no longer survive. After birth, if mother no pay attention, then within few days we die. Then not only question of a few days or few weeks, but few years, mother take care. So, therefore, biologically, we human being, basic nature is more compassionate. Now important is combine brilliant human brain and the warm-heartedness. These two things combine. Then, you can say the warm-heartedness brings you inner strength, self-confidence. Warm-heartedness also bring honest, truthful. With honesty, truthful, you can carry your work transparently. That brings trust from others. We are social animal. One individual, no matter how powerful, alone cannot survive. In each individual's survival or successful life entirely depend on the community. So now today's world, individual's future depend on humanity. 7 billion humanity. So therefore, now the others is source of your own survival, basis of your own survival, and also source of happiness. If I smile this flower, no response. Human being, smile, response. isn't it? When I smile or teasing, then their response, very warm sort of expression. I feel very happy, isn't it? So, human being without warm-heartedness and taking care of others' well-being, that human being never be happy person. And then meantime, this brilliant brain, wonderful, you see, different visions, different sort of the ideas, wonderful. Sometimes this wonderful brain combined with anger, jealousy, then this brilliant brain sometimes create more problem. Exactly now today's world, many troublemaker, actually, firstly educated, secondly their brain is concerned. I think they are quite sophisticated. They use sophisticated brain like that. So what is lacking? Moral principle, warm-heartedness. So that's just a mere brilliant sort of the mind sometimes creates more suspicion, more distrust. That brings fear, anxiety. So this brain, warm-heartedness combined, then, as I already mentioned, you see, your life truly become something positive with moral principle, like that. Moral principle, something like self-discipline. So long there are warm-heartedness there, that person never harm other, never create trouble for other. Because, you see, that person respect others' right and seriously sort of wish their happiness. So such person who have that kind of sort of warm-heartedness, then never create problem for other. Too much self-centered attitude, me, then too much exploitation. No hesitate to create problem to other. These are lack of moral principle and also intelligence, lack of long-sighted way, like that. Once our mind too much disturbed by emotion, then one of the sort of the important part of our brain is seeing the reality. Too much emotion, we cannot use the complete sort of the energy or ability of brain to analyze. Too much hatred, then your mental attitude become biased. With biased, cannot see the reality. So, in order to utilize human brain properly, you see, your mind, emotion level must be unbiased. Whether you like it or not, your mind remain unbiased. Then try to see the reality. Reality from one angle, you cannot see the reality. We must use our intelligence to see the thing from 3 dimensions or 6 dimensions. Then you get fuller picture of the reality. With that knowledge, then pursue your effort, become realistic. Too much anger, you can't see the reality. Then all sorts of destructive sort of measure or method may use. Result, more disaster. Anything which your sort of objective, which you want to achieve, that must be realistic approach. So in order to use realistic approach, calm mind, very important. Okay. So now that one level of, you see, how to develop happiness, joyfulness, and less stress. That just to explore or utilize basic human nature. The entire 7 billion human beings have the same potential. So, 1,000-year-old India's tradition, the secular, India, according to Indian understanding, secular means respect all religion and also respect a non-believer. Now, today's world, out of 7 billion, 1 billion non-believer. So this secular ethics, not based on religion, if we pursue that way, it covers entire, thank you, entire sort of 7 billion human beings. This is fundamental level. Then all religion, we human creation, why? Creation survey. We created. So human, as I mentioned earlier, basic nature, human being, compassionate, and compassion give us peace, happiness, satisfaction. Therefore, all religion of human being carry the message of love. In religious field, theistic religion, non-theistic, theistic religion, non-theistic religion, all, both, you see, the main message is love. Now, according to theistic religion, mainly Judeo-Christian tradition and Islam, and some Hindu, but basically these Judeo-Christian, Islam, these tradition which develop in Middle East, the concept of God, creator, God as a creator. And that also very powerful, very good. You see, nobody say God as a sort of angry God. Nobody say that. God, infinite love. So we all children of such Father, infinite love. So that give us, I think, sort of forceful sort of concept. We should be compassionate because our Father, God, is infinite love. And the entire 7 billion human beings are children of same Father, same God. Wonderful. Then non-theistic religion, I want to have some more discussions, interaction. So briefly, then non-theistic religion, such as one part of Sanghasim, over 3,000 years in this country, developed Sangha philosophy, and then Jainism. Then after that, Buddhism. These three Indian traditions, you see, consider a life no beginning. Whether you call a soul or self no beginning. So therefore, concept of rebirth, or concept of karma now come. So no creator, our life, no beginning. So that's non-theistic religious tradition. And within that, the Jainism and Sankhyaism have the view of independent self. You call Atma, Atma. So beside this physical and mind, there is some independent, permanent oneness, that is Atma. Then only Buddha Dharma, I'll say, no such independent, absolute self. The tradition, according, who believe the Atma, then Buddhist philosophy is nihilism. No creator, no God, and no independent self or Atma. But then Buddhism, Anatma theory. And firstly, Buddha taught Anatma theory. Then eventually, of course, Pali tradition also, you see, carry the message of Anatma. And then Sanskrit tradition, particularly Sanskrit tradition, you see there are a lot of argument between the concept of Atma and Anatma. The purpose or reason of Anatma theory is try to tackle our emotion. One of my friend, one American, Kazakh community, Aaron Beck. When I first met him, his age already 84. Now his age, I think, over 100 years. A wonderful person, not a religious person, but I think scientist, and mainly his sort of experiences come from, he deal with patient who too much stress due to anger. So few decades he deal such sort of person, trouble-minded people. Then he concluded, when person too much anger and distress, and then the object which they feel angry, the object appears very negative. But in reality, actually 90% of that negativeness is mental projection. Now this is his sort of, I said, the conclusion as a result of long period sort of work. This exactly Indian master Nagarjuna exactly you see mentioned that. The very purpose of the no Atma self is mere designated. And then furthermore, nothing independently exists. Nothing exists as appears. So that understanding, now the direct antidote, the very basis of exaggeration, mental projection. So therefore, the Anatma theory, just theory, but very relevant to tackle these emotion, which actually much sort of exaggeration, right? Like that. Now, quantum physics, quite similar that of Nalanda school of thought, one Chitta Mantra school of thought, another Madhyamika school of thought. You see, things does not exist as appears. Things never they exist objectively, but observer, entirely depend observer. Observer there, things there. Observer no longer, things no longer there. That exactly the Chitta Mantra's philosophy mentioned that. So these things, you see, in order to tackle our emotion, destructive emotion, because destructive emotion entirely based on appearances. Are they because the opposing antidote of that not remain as appears, but go deeper level. Then nothing exists by objectively, by independently. So now here I also have some experience. I really feel student of Nagarjuna. So his theory, nothing independently exists. You see, that really very, very helpful to reduce this because of the strengthening of negative emotion. So that's one way, you see, to bring inner peace, happiness, joyfulness. So, for that, now we need a study. Therefore, I usually describe we are the follower of Nalanda tradition, mainly like Nagarjuna, Arya Asanga, and so on. You see, these ancient Indian sort of thinkers, philosophers, they really investigate about nature of emotion. Once they realize the very nature of the emotion, destructive emotion, which is distorted the reality, right? Distorted reality. So try to explain the very nature of the reality. This is one thing, wisdom side. Then I think Sanskrit word Ubaya and Prajna. This is Prajna side. Now the Ubaya side, like Shantadeva's book, really excellent to explain. Self-centered attitude is the key factor to create a lot of anxiety, a lot of negative emotions such as anger, all these things. So the antidote of that from Ubaya side is the metta side. Ubaya or metta side is, you see, the altruism. As I mentioned earlier, the wisdom side exploit because I utilize our brain, our intelligence. Then method side exploit our warm-heartedness. So the altruism, others' well-being, more important than your own well-being. Through this practice, even you see some practice of give and take. Take others' pain, others' suffering. Give your own sort of certain sort of the positive things, give them mentally. Practice that, meditate on that. That very helpful, you see, to strengthening altruism and reduce the self-centered attitude. So because of that, now we usually, you see, when we refer other sentient being, we usually say mother sentient being, entire sentient being. You see, it's actually, you see, very basis of your own well-being. When we talk about limitless sentient being, then other galaxies are no direct sort of connection. Only this galaxy, and within the galaxy, this solar sort of system, and within that, only this planet. Within this planet, the limitless insects, fish, animals, no language, we cannot communicate. Only prayer. So then finally, when we we are training the sense of concern of well-being of entire mother sentient being, then practical level is 7 billion human beings on this planet. So we have the language, we have the same potential as I mentioned earlier. So, you see, in practical level, you see, they try to share one's own experience and these views to human brothers, sisters. That is now only possibility. No other sentient being difficult like that. So that's Buddhism in general, particularly Nalanda tradition, how to tackle destructive emotion, then how to strengthening warm-heartedness. That brings, you see, in mental level, emotional level, complete peace. Even though you're surrounded some problems, but you have the ability to keep peace. Okay, like that. So that is, I think, a few levels. First level, as a secular ethics. Then second level, religion, irrespective whether theistic or non-theistic, all carry a message of love. Then another sort of level, a Buddhist concept, no cause of the independent self, because selfish very much related with that, and anger, all these related with that. So that is just my report, how to sort of bring happiness and less stress, like that. Now some questions and answer.